I think this is an awesome spot for us to close this chapter of House of the Dragon for now.
Wait, well, closing this huge chapter in Big Flying Lizards, a dragon movie and television podcast.
Yeah.
We were with this. That brings us to a grand total of 22 recordings on House of the Dragon.
I do just want to say thank you for everybody who's been very much a common occurrence in the comments is you guys are so lucky you're riding the wave of House of the Dragon going on, which yes, we are lucky, but I feel like we're more lucky because of you guys. We have you guys, and if you just are tuning in for House of the Dragon, we will be here for season 3. We do invite you to come along with the rest of us for what we'll be covering for the next year, 2 years.
Dragonclaw, wing and scale. Come now, let's examine a tale of the greatest beast ever considered. Another episode of Big Flying Lizards.
Guess who's back? Back
Again.
Austin's back. Tell a friend.
Yep.
Guess who's back?
Yep.
Guess who's back?
What up? What's going on?
It's Austin, ladies and gentlemen. The swag. The swag is here, Nana. We're doing the swag for you over here. Welcome to Big Flying Lizards, a dragon movie and television podcast. I am your host, Bryce Wilson. And Austin, it is Austin, guys.
So you'll notice that he omitted all my titles. My titles have been stripped in the time since last season, it would seem.
Well,
I can still be the Lord of the Lash. I think the Prince of Production title has fallen to you.
The former Prince of Production.
I was Prince of Production 2024 through 5.
And you know what? I did actually want to quickly just comment when you came in with the black shirt. I was laughing because technically I am wearing a green shirt over here, but I'm saying this is Vermax.
Like, okay, the backdrops. The backdrops,
yes.
Though. Look, this wall behind me, it wasn't green to start.
No, it was not.
This is not paint. This is not permanent. This is for today. Team Green!
I stand with the true queen of Westeros, Rhaenyra, hashtag David Defense will be on throughout
Team Cult Leader.
My queen! But I just want to quickly comment, Austin, like this is sort of feels like we're just back where we started. This is sort of where the birth of House of the Dragon sort of came from. I mean, birth of Big Flying Lizards came from. It came from House of the Dragon.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would say back to where we started, like we've been going in circles here, but yeah, certainly back to our roots. I'm excited. This very first episode of Big Liz, House of the Dragon.
I mean, I do go in circles quite a bit.
You?
Let's circle back on that, actually. We can circle back.
This podcast is a cul-de-sac. I listen, I
know. Before we dive into the episode,
but well manicured, for the record.
Well manicured. It's a Beverly Hills cul-de-sac.
Legitimately, I'm going to be Googling later if Beverly Hills has any cul-de-sacs.
There has to be one. There has to be at least one.
So speaking of going in circles.
Well, luckily, so the episode is out, guys, but I did want to do just a couple quick fun tidbits and facts. The episode title for today of season 3, episode 1, it is Salt and Sea, Fire and Blood. So not an ominous title at all. The director of this episode is going to be Lonnie Peresteri, who has only directed one other episode to this point, Austin, and it was the 7th episode of season 2, which was the Red Sowing. Yes, that was
arguably the biggest episode.
Yeah, arguably one of the biggest episodes of season 2.
Yeah, well, if the rumors are true, I think we're about to watch what should have been the biggest episode of season 2. But okay, great. Sounds like they've got one of their big players in it.
Yeah.
Excited to see what she brings.
And just to be frank and honest, guys, we've seen the reviews. We've been seeing what's going on. Yes, there is a lot of hype behind this episode. Before today, it was the only episode of House of the Dragon to have 100% score on Rotten Tomato, which, Austin, I know for a fact you care about very deeply if something has 100% TV-wise.
Live or die. It matters. And it can't be manipulated. And it's objective.
It's pretty much science.
It's math. It's as scientific as our dragon scores, if we're being honest here. So maybe Austin, I should just shut up.
Our dragon scores are scientifically calculated with immense care and scoring. So let's not get too much hate on it. But I do want to just quickly comment. Wait, holy shit, there's a Vermax Funko Pop available now. There's been a Vermax Funko Pop available. I actually was gifted this as a going away gift from my last place of work. So I do have Vermax here in Funko Pop format. A sure sign that I am single. Owning a Funko Pop is, from what I hear.
It was a gift, though. It was a gift. I've only ever owned one Funko Pop myself, and it was a Tyrion Lannister Funko Pop that I was gifted. And I don't think it brought my game down any.
Hey, it's Tyrion. He all he does is he knows things and he drinks. So, but instead of us just keep going around in circles, Austin, how are your thoughts on us just diving right down into the episode?
What's the difference?
I mean,
whatever you say, man.
Well, like we did with Night of the Seven Kingdoms, we're going to be watching it. We might be making comments here and there. We might pause, but for the most part, I really think that we should just try to. Yes, Nana, I agree here. As Robert Baratheon once said, "Start the show before I piss myself."
Yeah, let's do that.
So, without further ado, we will go ahead. And from what I understand, there's a new intro. So, we will not be skipping the intro for this.
New animation, I'd assume. I reckon they're still rolling with the same theme.
Yes. Oh, we were... Drums in the deep. I like that they're sticking with the tapestry.
Yeah, no, this is definitely in continuity with what we've seen before. And it's the same as those others intros where it's, if you really want to dig into it, somebody that's more, ooh, I like these dragons flying. Little blood stains soaking. Oh, this is gorgeous. But as I was saying, they're just saturated with details for people who actually know the lore of these stories better than us. Oh my goodness, this might be the best one yet, though.
Are we in the Vale?
Gotta be. Yep.
That's Sheepstealer. Oh, he ugly. So picking up right where we left off in the last episode.
Truly, this girl wants a dragon so bad, and I legitimately don't know if she's about to get one or get eaten. That would be a pretty savage way to start the
It really
season
would.
even.
Talk about underbite.
We saw it work once.
Yeah, it worked.
Holy cow. Uggo. I'd be, but you know.
Okay.
Effects looking great. This is a wonderful setting to depict a dragon. A little dark, but for the realism.
Oh, it's the Maester?
Yeah.
Is he about to die? Yeah, he's about to die.
It appears Lord Laris has fled the keep as well.
It looks like he has a Aegon sword.
Oh, I'm fucking pathetic.
He said it, not me.
Right, and this is the part where we don't know the lore, so we're like, yeah, now Aegon becomes like a good guy. He goes through all these trials, and he learns empathy. I bet that's what's about to happen here.
I think so. Okay.
Who are they then? No one of consequence.
Oh, that's savage.
What's the nearest port?
Duskendale.
Bar them within. We'll take them there.
Where's
ship to Dragonstone.
Cold motherfucker. I almost forgot.
I have to believe
He don't give a fuck.
Alicent's offer was genuine.
If it's not about feet,
It is a ruse, cloaked in stale friendship.
heart rate ain't
Risk
rising
in coming here is a
above
big question.
80.
We'll fly to King's Landing in 2 days' time and take the city.
Wah, 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 wah.
I don't know if you should do that, Rhaenyra. But, I do support you doing whatever else it is.
Where were you, Mother? You've not been seen in the keep in days.
Wah, wah, wah. Your
No
number
alibi, girl?
I was in the Kingswood, Aemond.
Okay, yeah.
I have found myself of little use here of late.
Oh, we've got some boats, Austin.
Yes! My man, the sea snake, is actually going to spend some time on a boat this season. Hey! He's just doing what he does. That's what I mean. He looks like, yes, he seems depressed.
Yeah, he's not on Dragonback.
He feels like a level 100 character hanging out in a level 25 area.
Yeah.
Unwillingly.
I mean, look at that armor. That armor alone says he's about 50 levels above everybody else. Oh, is it the Northerners?
Okay.
I think it. Yes! Yes!
Let's go.
I saw the Stark banner.
We have come to die for the Dragon Queen.
So am I tracking that right? And that's the Starks? Starks making their debut?
The Starks are making their debut, and they just killed Jason Lannister, who is the Lord of Casterly Rock. Currently.
All these renames and fifths and sixths and all that. Oh, goodness.
Just like, we are back. We're learning. We're reading the name, relearning the names and everything.
It's gonna be weird for me getting used to the Starks as the bad guys.
Can you believe that? Can you believe this, Nana? Oh, this guy, Alicent's brother.
Oh yeah. Gawain?
I think so, Gawain, who has the single worst helmet in all.
Not anymore.
Something must be done.
Hang him then, if you wish.
I am not his Lord Commander.
Look around you, Sir Wayne. Look to the sky,
Oh, Jesus,
to the
Cole.
horizon. Doom and ruin surround us. We will all become beasts before our end.
Only if we abandon our principles.
Castle.
What castle?
The Queen promised to make us knights. So we get a castle.
Oh shit, they are at Harrenhal.
What?
You have to be named a lord to get a castle.
What's a knight get then?
A horse.
What do I need with a fucking horse? Dragon.
You'd be so off. Men would have to show you
Oh,
Then they'd have to show me respect because of the big fucking dragon.
that's exactly it too. He's like, I got it. I already got one. I got something better.
Did not like that.
Like Pharaoh.
Yeah, he just said, fuck that.
Nice knowing you. I don't know. I'm legitimately question mark. I don't know if they're gonna bond or not.
I don't know either. Oh,
Alan, sit.
some father-son bonding we've got going here.
Look at that bottle, dude.
It's from Ib. Such luxury is wasted on me.
It's dope. I'll try it.
I've already broken the wax.
Yeah, he made a big deal. He did not want anything to do with him last season.
I believe a rough interpretation is dragon water. An acquired
Fireball.
Just these two sipping on cinnamon.
Surround the city with her dragons and force us. I'm sorry for it.
I think I keep forgetting just how poorly bastards are treated in Westeros.
No, this is a huge deal for Corlys to be taking accountability like this.
Oh boy. Here we go.
What is their strength? 350 counted so far. We're already on numbers. Put the oars down. Send ravens to Dragonstone.
Take us to the head of the blockade. Signal the
Is Corlys about to die?
It's at the Lannisters of
He
the
better not fucking die.
Oh no. Oh no. Because dragons versus boats. I know who I'm betting on.
Thanks, Nana. Really appreciate that, Nana.
Is he treating her like a dragon baby? Because that's hilarious.
Oh wow. Oh baby. Oh baby.
Is that a dragon grown up we've seen, or is that new?
Nope. Brand new dragon.
Brand new. Tessarion, you say?
Sorry.
What is the weather to be today, Bold John? Raining piss or shit from the looks of the messenger.
He's gonna be a prick.
He just like sniffs some substance.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I think it's an incense he just smelled.
It's the new milk of the poppy. You can vape it now.
He would vape.
Damon says we have to make camp here and await further word. You should join us in 3 days' time.
Can't still the smell of poverty. Huh? There's. If it's a perfume, that would make equal sense.
You are so courageous. But I cannot lose you as I did Echo. If I do, I will be lost. Heed me, Aemon, please.
Bleeding, lying through her teeth.
It's the Team Green way.
Her own son. Who is a socio-psychopath? Oh my god.
What was he, Austin?
Yeah, listen, that's a little more than feet on the table.
I shall host a feast there, in your honor. Like Karen's hall.
Do that. Yep.
As my uncle's head looks down from a spike.
Officially? Officially?
I think this guy... I still think that Aemon's asexual. I think it's purely a power thing.
Yeah.
Which I guess wouldn't actually, like, out of respect, I should say that does not make a person asexual. But I don't think that he is...
He's not motivated by sex.
He is not an easy one to pin down.
He could have attacked Dragonstone in our absence. What is that?
I'm sorry, did we just see Antler Monster Man and it was like barely acknowledged?
Say what to do with the
I
dragon.
think so.
Say we remain.
A green
Who
man.
made you fucking king?
I know there's always
I'm not here.
nonsense going on at Heron Hell like that.
It's your
Friend's right.
Uh-oh.
I misspoke.
Oh.
Wait,
You're
no.
missing the battle. The Queen meets you at Dragonstone.
Who are you?
I'm a witch.
Right, look after yourself.
Yes, you are, miss. Buddy boy. Different kind of buddy. I don't know if this is where you want to go with it.
I don't know if this is it.
Open the fucking door!
No, Rhaenyra, you have to stay locked in so we can have a season 4. No. It is your son that must go and die. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yes!
I would have liked to see more of this violence.
Oh my god. Highland is over here just like, God fucking damn it, can nothing go right?
He's been out of his depth the whole time with
Yeah.
her.
He wishes only to protect you.
I never asked to be protected.
We are sailing blind. This snake will guide us.
I genuinely can't see what's going to happen next. I don't know.
Somebody's losing a boat.
Easy back.
If I'm one of those oarmen, I am shitting.
Everyone's probably shitting bricks on that boat.
Yeah, but this is like the only time you've had time to like contemplate it.
Fight the oars.
You're like, we might survive.
Back oars.
When you're facing a dragon, that's all instinct. I guess they're all soldiers.
What's harder, this or parallel parking? I mean, I'll say this. I've not seen Corlys parallel park, so...
I hear he doesn't even have his license. This is great, though. Hey.
Hell yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. She doesn't have a saddle!
And her guy is spiny.
Oh, they gone. Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah.
What do you weigh in that armor?
Oh, shit.
Hold on, boys, and pull the fucking oars in!
Oh my god.
Technically your team, by the way.
My team? What do you know? These are your people over here. Dude, look at that sword that he has, though. He's got a scythe. He's Darrow. A sling billet.
I guess let's consider Shark Girl. What's her name? Sharky. Neutral agent now. She's gone rogue. Now your team.
Just not turning! No shields and crossbows to starboard! Broadside, ready!
Not high tide. Holy shit.
Ready! Race and be ready!
Boat ram, dude. I love a good boat ram. Oh, that's gnarly, too. They are wrecking that thing.
Okay, I don't think she's making it out of this.
No, she's not so. She's got a death wish.
Yeah.
Parties!
Just got the
It's like that took a whole season to fix, man. Oh, fuck. They just
She's
bonded.
just doing the whole thing. She's like bonded with her dragon and she's in the battle like the next day.
Like, girl, this is not sheep. These are...
Oh, they're doing the wrong ones.
Oh, no.
Girl.
No, that's friendly fire. Can't do that.
Sheepstealer's team green, but his rider's team black. It's complicated.
Corlys, I need you to go beast mode. I need you to go beast mode right now, Corlys. Yes.
In armor.
Alan. Alan.
Alan.
Oh no. Oh dear. Is she gonna kill her sister?
That's what I was gonna say. Sheepstealer's gonna eat Moondancer.
Oh my god. Oh, Sheepstealer. Gotta stop. That's bad, Sheepstealer. That's your sister.
She just acted because she's been in the Vale, yes?
Yeah, she's been in the Vale the entire time.
So she's not aware that her sister is a dragon rider.
No, so the one that's been in the Vale, yeah, she's just getting back from the Vale. So Moon Dancer's rider, I'm blanking on her name. She has no idea that that's her sister. Bela.
Until now.
Well, no, Bela, I don't think Bela understands that her sister.
No, Bela's no way knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that.
Nope, for sure.
Ooh. Crossbow face shot. Point blank.
Oh no. Oh no!
Father!
Oh shit.
Yep.
Oh no. Oh fuck.
That's twice in one day. Something like that.
Oh fuck, he's gonna drown her. Oh fuck. Oh. Yeah, you're not walking that off.
Looks like she better got what she was after, though.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh fuck. Oh
yeah,
fuck.
yeah, okay. Nope. No. Oh.
Oh.
Thought he was getting
fuck.
away with it for a second there.
Oh fuck.
The folly of youth.
Oh my god.
Shit, man. I didn't see a Corlys body, though. That guy's still... Gorgeous shot.
Oh god. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god.
There was a lot going on there. That felt very expensive.
There was so much going on there. Oh. And we are back from our reaction. Guys, what a fucking episode.
Good one.
It was nutty mode. It was
a lot going on there.
A lot.
You know, I'm not saying anything insightful there, but you know, if you were there, you know.
Yeah. I mean, Austin, before we get into the specifics, I read before that each episode in this season is going to be about a budget of $20 million. Now, I know that that's a lot of money, but just based off of what we saw here, I don't know if 20 million is enough for what we were seeing, especially from the behind the scenes that we were watching there.
Yeah, if this was made for $20 million, I think we need to get some human rights regulators involved, because this shit looked expensive. Very expensive. The special effects were fantastic throughout. At least for this one. I was on a fairly small screen, but
well, they brought in the guy who did Titanic, like built the set for Titanic for this.
Nice. Because they were doing boats. Like we got to get Cameron's dude on this, otherwise it's gonna be Waterworld.
Exactly. And we watched independently the behind the scenes of what was going on here, and it didn't seem like they pushed back on anything that he was said, because he was like, we need to have two pools. We need to have a dry pool and we need to have a wet pool. One wet pool that we fill up with 600 million gallons of water or whatever the fuck it is, and the other with all the animatronics on it. And everyone's like,
he's the man. He made Titanic, and Titanic made all the money, all of it. They took all the money, and it collected around Titanic, and it had to be redistributed. So like, we want that for House of the Dragon. Whatever he says, whatever he said worked.
Yes.
Like I'm assuming that he was involved in the passing with Corlys and Charco.
Yes, they were more emphasizing about
Shirako.
when they did the battling ram into the Queen Who Never Was. Like, that was the big money shot that they were focusing in on.
Sure.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, have we derailed? Like, have we even started the podcast now? I feel like we're just excited on the episode, and we're like, does this need more structure?
Probably. So, without further ado, guys, I'm going to go ahead and describe to you. We're going to break this up into 3 chapters for everybody. The episode was the opening episode of season 3. So in the title of that, and I already blanked on the title of the episode.
I'll tell you what, it's I thought it was the new Doritos flavors, but no, in fact, they're not rocking with Salt and Sea, Fire and Blood.
You heard it here first, folks. Salt and Sea, Fire and Blood. No relation to Doritos. But Chapter 1, Looming Threats and Unhinged Alliances. Stranded in the Vale of Arryn and starving, Rhaenyra successfully claims the massive wild dragon Sheepstealer, forging a desperate bond after the beast shares its charred food with her. In King's Landing, Prince Aemon claims the Iron Throne without a coronation, ignoring his mother's, Alicent's, peaceful plot to surrender the city to Rhaenyra. He orders the mobilization of the Hightower army to prepare for total war. Alicent uses Aemon's inner fears and vanity to manipulate him into leaving the capital to hunt down Daemon and Harrenhal. The plan works, but at a horrifying cost. A deeply disturbed Aemon crosses a massive line and intensely kisses his own mother. Meanwhile, King Aegon and Lars Strong flee disguised along the King's Road. They are cornered by Rhaenyra-aligned soldiers, forcing Lars to betray Aemon's identity to save their skins as high-valued hostages. I have to say, I do actually appreciate that they went with all of this at the very beginning of the episode, because it definitely solidified and it put us right back at the end of season 2. There's been no time lapse that has taken place. The season ends with Rhaenyra trying to claim Sheepstealer, and that's exactly where it picks back up for this show. And I'm sort of glad that we don't have to. I mean, I joked about it during our reaction, but I'm glad that we don't have to be spending even more time with her trying to claim Sheepstealer, because that was such a big part of her character last season, and I just felt like it got old really fast.
It was such a big part of whose character?
Rhaenyra's character, hunting down Sheepstealer. Like, that's all she did last season.
Well, there was like some kind of bullet point on some bulletin that's like, and this is what's going to happen to her, but not till season 3. So yeah, she was certainly spinning her wheels. And then it's like, we get all this catch up here, where in this one episode, it's like she attempts to train the dragon, forms some kind of bond with it, goes into a battle. There's that whole kerfuffle. So that might have just been political in actually structuring the show, but the payoff was really something.
Yes,
for me, like I'm, and that's sort of getting into the end of the episode. with that encounter. So I'm getting ahead of myself, but big time payoff from the first season. It just kind of felt like we were in a better version of season 2. Just right off the bat, I feel in better hands. Like, I think we're in slightly better shape, and maybe that's overly optimistic of me. How are you feeling?
This could have been the season finale. This should have been episode 9. This should have been episode 9. I know
again, that's a money conversation, I'm sure. Because I agree with you. If it's just about putting out a good show, absolutely, 100%.
Well, and it's easy to say with the rear playing Monday, being Monday morning quarterbacking over here, but I really think that whenever you just try to rush to stick to a schedule, the product comes out cheapened. The prime example that I always point to is, and I haven't played this game, and I don't think you've played this game either, but Cyberpunk 2077. Like, that was supposed to be...
I'm aware, yeah.
Yeah, you know the meta. And just for those who don't know, this was supposed to be one of the biggest games of all time. And they said that they were going to release on a certain date, and the fans were expecting it. And so they released it on that day. And it was just so filled with bugs, and it was borderline unbearable. So it had such a massive drop off. One of my friends that I used to work with, he's playing it to this day and says, hey, this game's amazing. Like, they fixed all the bugs. Like, it's an actual playable game. But the problem is the damage is done. The genie was out of the bottle, and they showed their ass to the world. And so forever and always now, they'll always be known as the game that was just not complete when it was released. I really think that House of the Dragon just should have come back and said, hey guys, I'm sorry. It's going to be another 6 months. Like,
yeah, well, it's the difficult conversation. I'll just make this point one more time. The difficult conversation there is with the investors, not with the fans. So yeah. And it's maybe making your own point that we're seemingly both pretty hot on this new season 3 episode, which, you know, it's been a while. So it seems they took their time. It seems they did it right on this one, and I'm feeling a bit of an uptick. I think that they felt a bit of pressure from the reaction to season 2, and I hear your point on like Cyberpunk there. I don't think that season 2 of House of the Dragon was anywhere near as disastrous a like PR like perception scandal. Especially considering the first season was really well received, so it's kind of like, okay, we're 1 for 2. But I like, surely that was discussed in the planning for this season 3. They're like, hey, we're a little bit, you know, behind the 8 ball on this one. Like, we need a couple wins to win them back and like actually get this show back to like Game of Thrones status.
I will say, I mean, there was so much going on behind the scenes that we are aware of because it's all been leaked. I know George R.R. Martin has had his feud with Ryan Condal. Is it Ryan Condal or Ryan?
Ryan J. Condal.
Yeah, Ryan J. Condal over there. So, I mean, that was obviously going on. There was a little bit of drama with Matt Smith and Emma D'Arcy. That was going on apparently. I need to look more into that, but I mean, there was just things. I genuinely think though that Night of the Seven Kingdoms made a difference for, like, I feel like so many people came back and were excited for this show because Night of the Seven Kingdoms was just so good.
No doubt. That adds more pressure, I think, where it's like, okay, House of the Dragon season 2, I feel like I liked it more than most people, even though I wasn't nearly as hot on it as the first season. But okay, season 2, general perception, bit of a miss. They come back. This new show that wasn't even supposed to be anything special is all the rage. Clearly, like far and away a bigger success than House of the Dragon. For like maybe the stream numbers are comparable, but for the like public perception and the enthusiasm from the fandom, the fact that like the secondary show, like the one that's like below House of the Dragon did so well. I think that the pressure has never been higher for any Game of Thrones show except for Game of Thrones season 8, which maybe I shouldn't be invoking that.
Well, I think they needed that. I think that the writers, the producers, like everybody involved needed to have that fire lit underneath them. Because obviously there was probably like some collaboration as well as just some people working, but it was for the most part a completely separate team working on A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, even down to the music. And so
maybe creating a healthy spirit of competition.
Exactly. And I really think that that's the big difference between and that's why I'm convinced that Rings of Power is not going to ever I don't think they're ever going to hit their stride. Like not until like season 5.
No. And we've already talked about how these two shows are linked. So if we're feeling like House of the Dragon is on an uptick, then Rings of Power is hopeless.
Yeah.
Because it's inverse. As one gets better, the other gets worse.
Well, and not only that, but there's nothing really on. I mean, yes, Critical Role's Legend of Vox Machina and The Mighty Nine are two of the hottest fantasy shows in the works right now. But I don't think that Rings of Power even view that as a competition. I mean, if I am working on a live action show, I'm looking over at an animated show and like, that's like G League.
Isn't that Amazon?
They're both
also
Amazon.
They're both Amazon, so it's
yeah,
not competition, but yeah.
Well, it's not competition. I'm comparing the competition like with Night of the Seven Kingdom and House of the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And
but you're speaking to like the greater fantasy space that exists right now.
True, yes, but internally, I'm sure there's a lot more conversations that are going on because they must have been done with shooting at least by the time A Night of the Seven Kingdom released its final episode.
More than likely.
Maybe they did a couple reshoots, but I can't imagine that this episode certainly was done. Like this, and I mean, I feel like I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but I think that there's just so much that I appreciate that they've at least they're showing us they're serious. They're coming out to bat in this first episode, showing us they're serious. I'm just a little nervous if this is the peak that we're going to see for the show. Maybe we'll get something more epic, but I can't imagine that epic of a sea battle. Like what's more epic than that?
And I love a good sea battle. I love a good ram, a boat ram, which we certainly got. It was savage, and I was having a great time with all of that. But this is a dragon show, and from that perspective, I think that we have I think that there are some places to go, for sure. I think that something in the tone of this first episode too feels a little more resigned than suspenseful, I would say. I wonder if you're picking up on some of that, where like the battles are epic and it's getting like so large, and it's like a larger than life scenario. It's the opposite of Night of the Seven Kingdoms, but this is the biggest. It feels like that the battle for House of the Dragon, Westeros, has ever felt. But as part of that, there's also kind of a coldness. Like you see Daemon on the field, just like totally passionlessly murdering enemy soldiers.
Yeah,
and
then he was bored.
yeah. But then, like shortly thereafter, we see a scene of Kristen Cole, and so his boy Gawain, bad helmet. Not dark. Spaceballs, dark helmet. Bad. So he comes up and he's like, "Hey, one of your guys, he's been really misbehaving over here." And Cole's just like, "I don't care, kill him. I guess we're all beasts." Goblin mode. So But I mean, those two are the most like overt examples. But I said it to you while we were watching. I'm like, does anyone in this show even like anyone else anymore?
Well,
because like for a second, Cole and Gawain were like, oh, these are going to be buddies. Like this will be a fun dynamic, and just nobody's having a good time. Everybody's depressed, and the like nobody really feels convinced that they're doing the right thing anymore. Which it's like an exciting place to start, but that makes for like this first episode, the drama of it wasn't quite as heightened as I think that they could go if they really keep like ramping it up with these characters. It felt kind of inevitable, the action that we see in this episode. What do you think?
To speak on that a little bit, I completely agree with what you're saying. And and obviously, I mean, ignore the shirt color. I'm obviously Team Black. Like, Rhaenyra is the one true queen. She my girl. I ride with my girl. But the show is so biased towards her. And I think that what you're really seeing to speak to that point of like, nobody seems to be getting along and nobody seems to care about each other. I think that's because on Team Black, they're all dying. Like, everybody that they care about is dying off. Like, there was several Team Black main people that died last season. And so they're all just getting more and more hardened and more just like,
they're having a bad time over there. This was a huge L for Team Black, this episode.
So I mean, I want to first state, it is said they won the battle. They won the battle. It was a prolific victory, but they won the battle. At what cost?
Was it worth one dragon?
They got one. They got another one.
That dragon's broken. They should take that one back to the Vale, see if they can exchange.
We need to get some dentistry on this one over here. His underbite needs to be really taken care of. But going back to the biases that they have to Team Black, Team Green, clearly everybody either hates each other or doesn't give a shit about each other. Like,
or apparently wants to fuck each other.
Or, well,
secret third option.
Secret third option. But as you said during the reaction, for power purposes, not for pleasure purposes. So
conjecture, but you know.
But and I really think that that's the difference in how they're trying to subtly show that they are Team Black rather than Team Green. Because even when we got Omond, not Aemond.
You mean Ormond?
Or I don't think it's Ormond because I don't think there's an R. Let me go back to the chat real quick.
You're talking about Otto's nephew?
Yeah, Otto's nephew, who's the Lord of... It is Ormond. My bad. Ormond, he is just clearly going to be a worse version of Gwaine. Like, he's taking all of the negative traits of Gwaine, and he's timesing that by 20. Like, he came out...
Is this in the section that we discussed? Because I did want to talk about... Okay. Because there's that bit... So Ormond... that is like mobilizing the Hightower army.
Yes.
It's what's going, and we get one scene that's sort of his character introduction, and this guy has a nasty aura about him.
Yes. He's clearly like, and I think we don't quite appreciate the Hightowers are the Lannisters of this show.
Of this era. That's the sense I'm getting, no doubt.
Yes. This is back when the Hightowers had all the money, and from what I understand in the lore, the Hightowers obviously weren't kings of Westeros before the Targaryens came in, but they ruled Westeros essentially. They had the most money. They were in charge of the maesters, and they just had the most political influence of the Seven Kingdoms.
Well, I mean, we saw how it happened, but it's telling that it's a Hightower is queen of the realm.
Yes.
Like the fact that even was a possibility says a lot about this family.
Exactly.
But we're getting a little bit more from Ormond's introduction here. This is a new angle on the Hightower thing.
Because he comes out in pristine armor. Like the armor looks good. Not my fit pick, but it still is up. I'd put it in like a top 5.
That's probably my number 2, if I can just tease that.
Oh,
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what he had going on.
Yeah.
I appreciate his sort of pretty boy above it thing. I think that can be very chilling, because he does this thing at the beginning where he like takes a little sniff of something, and maybe it's a perfume, maybe it's like a drug, like it could be like Dennis Hopper in Blue Velvet kind of thing. Like he does this and then it mellows him out so that he can do psychopathic acts. I'm excited to see whatever that. If it was perfume, then that's also works, because it's like, oh, this guy is just like he's just like so posh. Like all he cares about is decadence, which could also be very chilling. But even just from that one scene, I'm excited to see where this character goes. I don't have much insight beyond that. We saw a dragon.
We did. We saw a blue purplish dragon, which I think, not to show we're gonna do the Lizzies again, so you're not gonna get a proper dragon grade in this episode, but I have a feeling that this new dragon is gonna score quite well for me. I don't know.
On the look, I mean, it's a very quick. I think it's one shot.
Yes,
that we see this big thick Lizzie, but I'm liking the preview. I'm excited for more.
And I'm also excited that they're giving it sort of out there coloring, because up to this point, I mean, the most out there colors that we've seen have been, I mean, Caraxes with its red. Maybe we can put RX with the white and blue that's going on there. Sea Smoke is sort of mellowed out. It is not as exciting. So I'm excited to see some sort of out there coloring for a dragon.
Yeah. Within that, I think they've done a good job making most of the dragons that matter distinct from each other.
Yes.
Whoever's involved in that process is doing a lot, especially considering they're going back to the same prompt over and over and over. It's like, hey, make a cool Game of Thronesy looking dragon. But on the point of coloring, you're reminding me of something that I wanted to bring up as sort of a reoccurring point that we mentioned in our coverage of the first 2 seasons, how the first episode starts with King's Landing looking so brightly lit and colorful. You've got these saturated tones, and it's by far the most vibrant and like optimistic and bright that the world of Westeros had ever looked up to that point. You know, there are some pretty fun moments in Night of the Seven Kingdoms, so that's sort of informing this as well. But taking into season 2, we saw a visual representation of like the darkness creeping into the realm. And I think that they actually found a new way to take that even further in this first episode of season 3. And you'll notice that the saturation, it's less colorful, but also there's deliberate high contrast work in this that gets very, very dramatic. I'm talking about the Team Black council chamber there with like that big old shaft of light that they've got coming through it, but it's like just that one basically spotlight from the side. It's really striking.
Yes,
but it's not a visual that they would have thought to incorporate in the first movie or no, in the first season. So just you mentioning the fact that like, hey, you know, this thing's getting kind of colorless. So it's so notable that we have this one like pop of color in this new dragon showing up. I feel like that's really intentional and supporting the story that's unfolding.
I'm so happy you mentioned that, because that's how I felt when we first get that shot of Ormond's army. I feel like that's the most color and brightness that we see in the entire episode. All of the tents are like pristine. They're lined up in perfect lines. They're all like this deep, rich green. The sun is shining down. And to me, that's a metaphor, because they're coming to help. They have not seen a single battle at this point. Unlike Kristen Cole's army, where they're all in the shadows, literally.
Hang him if you want.
Yeah, exactly. Or battle over in the Battle of the Gullet, where there's literally just plumes of smoke just flying out of the ocean. So
They're having a bad time.
Yeah,
but if you're rolling with Ormond, you're eating good. At least for now.
Well,
yeah, that's I agree, and I like it.
Yeah,
I like that they did that.
I can imagine that will be changing very quickly.
Or not. Again, we're talking about maybe this is a man of extreme decadence and some psychopathic tendencies. Maybe that's something that he will maintain to a degree that the other characters in the show have not.
And I'm
but
just
probably
pose
not. It's probably going to get really dark, isn't it?
I do want to just pose this to people. Is there any significance to the guy that was like his right hand the entire time? I mean, he was huge. He was like his own version of the Hound. Like he was clear. Yeah, just a jacked dude that was literally his right hand, taking letters for people and like handing that off and everything. If not, great. I'm happy that there's just an ape of a man over here that's being portrayed, but I don't know if there is just any significance. And I don't think at this point we've seen the third child. I mean, not the third child, the third boy of Alicent and Viserys. We only saw his dragon.
Yeah.
I'd be really disappointed if that redhead that we saw was the third child, the third boy. But who knows?
I'm still just trying to figure out what is going on with Otto. What happened to him? Where is he imprisoned again? But I'm sure that's coming up at some point.
I have a feeling that it's either going to be in episode 3 or we're going to get something at the very end of episode 2. That's my prediction, but I could also be totally wrong there.
I'd love to have him back. As a wonderful character. But the point is that even for us laymen's that are like, we don't know we know where the ultimate story is going, but we who are not quite so deep on the lore of this, we're like, okay, we can tell that they have cards to play still. And it's exciting.
Yes. There's one area I did want us to just chat about before we moved on to chapter 2, and that's the arrival of the Winter Wolves. I can already tell. I enjoy Tommy Flanagan, who's playing, what is his name? Real quick, he's going to be playing Roderick Dustin, who's the main leader of the Winter Wolves. I love Tommy Flanagan. I think that he's a very underrated actor that I've seen in television shows. I don't think I've really seen him in movies, but he's in Sons of Anarchy, and I loved him in Sons of Anarchy. And there's a couple other shows that I'm just drawing a blank on that I've seen him in. But he just has so much charisma, and he's just a little bit out there of a character. And I just already can tell that when he's gonna get more screen time, he's gonna eat that shit up. Like he's gonna.
Good to have him in the family.
But is there anything else in this chapter that you want to go over, Austin, before we move on to chapter 2?
I think we better chug right along. Keep it moving.
All righty. Chapter 2, The Fog of War and Fractured High Councils. At Dragonstone, Rhaenyra fiercely debates whether Alicent's peace offer is genuine or a trap. Her son Jace displays severe hubris, overriding his mother's authority and ordering guards to lock a furious Rhaenyra in her own chambers to protect her. Rhaenyra is left in tears, tearing at her clothes, feeling entirely betrayed by her own blood. Out in the woods, Criston Cole idly bides his time painting his shield while his men run amok. He completely ignores his second-in-command's demand to discipline the troops for assault, seemingly checking out of the war efforts while awaiting Aemon to arrive on Vhagar. In the Riverlands, a newly minted dragon rider, Ulf, Adam, and Hugh pass the time by a dying fire. While Ulf loudly boasts of his dragon blood, they are suddenly terrified by a mythical antlered green man creature and the witch Alice Rivers, who cryptically warns them that they are wasting their time and missing a battle. At the Gullet, Corlys prepares his fleet to block King's Landing, taking a quiet moment to apologize to his son Alan for abandoning him. The peace is shattered by the arrival of the Triarchy ships led by Sharaka, a flamboyant pirate captain who explicitly states that she only signed the war contract to extract a 20-year personal blood feud against the Sea Snake. I think we've already gone over quite a bit here, but I do think that this is a perfect build-up. And we even are laughing that when Corlys and Alan are in that cabin, just having that moment together, there is even just a feel of sudden doom. Like it's men at the gallows, just sort of sitting there while Corlys is expressing that he wish he could have done more, while Alan also is just like, well, you didn't.
I think I said to you in the course of our reaction, I'm like, oh, Corlys is going to die this episode. Like this is a man that's about to see his end. Like he's lost so much hope. His one like floundering attempt to rebuild his family doesn't seem to be going over very well. And again, in line with the rest of the pessimism of the cast of characters here, I was like, okay, well, goodbye, Corlys. Even though, this is sort of jumping ahead. I think we haven't seen the last of Corlys, but
no, I don't think. I mean,
they feigned at it.
They did feign at it, and I'm almost the entirety of season 1 and season 2. We were laughing at the fact that they were like, why are they wearing full plate armor on boats? Like, this makes no sense. And they finally brought this up. It was a conversation that was had. And it was Tywin Lannister that was saying, hey, when the ships collide, you'll be glad that we have our armor on. Like, yes, we may slow the boats down now, but this armor will make a difference. And
they were speaking to you right there, Bryce.
Yes,
because they even had the moment where Shirako is like, how much do you weigh in this armor? Just throws the guy overboard. So like 2 times acknowledgement of how that didn't make the most sense until it did.
I know for a fact that they heard the criticism. Ryan Condal is watching the podcast actively.
And when you hit it with that, like all the stuff you talk about, like your frustrations with how did Alicent get to meet with Rhaenyra? That doesn't make any sense. They're always like, it only matters when it matters, but and they're just listening to all those criticisms fly right on by, but they hear like, and what about plate armor on boats? Where's the sense in that? They're like, oh shit, what were we thinking? Don't worry, Bryce. Season 3, it's a priority.
We're gonna have a full-on conversation just for Bryce at the Big Liz Pod. They
open invite on the show. I assume that still stands.
Yeah, of course. Anyone involved.
Basically anybody who's worked on the show and isn't a total jerk. I would be down to talk to.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Jace going rogue over here and locking his mother in?
It feels true to character to me. I found it very frustrating because in the course of the action, I kind of feel like if Rhaenyra had been there, things would have gone differently. I don't think they would have lost any dragons in that scenario, except maybe Sheepstealer would have died. But as far as like him, he's a 16-year-old guy, and I believe that he is doing what he thinks is right, even though it is plainly a selfish, untrusting act on his part.
Yeah.
After, because Jace locks the queen, one of the queens, Rhaenyra, in her quarters and orders the captain of the guard to hold her there. And then he goes off and he's like, okay, now she can't die, so I'm going to go handle this situation. Even though that is in reality him being like, a 16-year-old boy of the magic dragon blood kind of am more capable than the sitting ruler because she's a woman. Because isn't that what she does? Is she like tears up her like own dress?
Yeah.
That she's like stabbing. Yeah.
I agree that there is that, but and I think this is something that we discussed last time is Rhaenyra is free spirited. She has a lot of just go with the flow, a lot of that big dragon energy, but she's not like Baela. She's not like Daemon. She's not like Aemon. They like Baela
is not hot-headed.
Well,
she could be indecisive, but she's not rash.
Well, what I'm going with is she doesn't have any experience in a battle setting.
Yeah, and Jace, he's the expert over here.
No, I'm not arguing that Jace does, but I also think that if Rhaenyra would have gone, these are pirates that are trying to curry favor with the powers that be. I guarantee you that if Rhaenyra flew out there, they would have been like, all right, we can lose this battle. All we have to do is take out the queen, and that's it. Like, we already saw what they did when they saw the dragons in general. I don't think that Rhaenyra would have come out of that alive. I genuinely do not think she would have. I mean, the last time we saw a king go into battle was Aegon. And when Aegon went out into battle...
yeah, that's a very different scenario, though. I mean, you just, like, the trust that I have in Rhaenyra is so much beyond Aegon, she's, okay, maybe she's not battle-hardened the same way, but she's lived a life, man.
True.
And we'll never know. So, I mean, we can just say, if this had happened, this had happened, and we really don't know. But it was... while true to character, a true slight against his mother for Jace to do what he did. In my opinion.
I completely agree. And I'm not intending this as Jace defense in general, but I think we also are ignoring the fact that what was the theme that we kept on seeing in season 2? Like, Jace wanted to fly out immediately and like start scouting. Jace wanted to be involved with all these battles, and Rhaenyra just kept on telling him like, no, you're on the bench. Like, you're staying.
Yeah, she wouldn't give him that chance. So yeah, as you outlined that, I see that this is sort of the culmination of their relationship and the disrespect that they've shown each other.
Exactly. I think that if we wanted to avoid what happened, Rhaenyra needed to give Jace a chance to earn his stripes. Maybe not go into a full-on battle, but he could have been scouting. But she straight up disrespected. I shouldn't say disrespect, because she didn't intend it as disrespect, but she straight up chose Baela to go out and scout instead of Jace. She told Jace to wait. Instead of going to defend Rook's Rest, they sent out Meleys and Rhaenys, and obviously that turned out. I think that he would have died. I'm not
well in that battle. Come on,
yeah. There's no way he walks out of there. But I do think that it did just accumulate and just form like, okay, something was going to break first. Like, it needed to either be Rhaenyra to finally just let Jace start getting experience, or it needed to be, or Jace was going to break, and he broke. Jace was the first to break. And I agree that it was completely just a sign of immaturity and a sense of, I mean, he hates the Greens. He wants to cause as much damage. Like, they killed his brother.
Again, we're talking about a 16-year-old boy here.
Yeah.
Who's like, and he's trying to act like a great noble leader. Like, that is an impossible amount of pressure.
Yeah. Does this Kingsguard die in the next episode? Are we going to see his head on a pike?
Well, I mean, he's in trouble. We'll just say that. But I do want to just to round out the sort of like feminist side of this, because I actually do think that this was one of the show's more elegant takes on that. And because it's even making it a little deeper for me that you point out. It's like, okay, well, when Aegon, fully unprepared, decided he wanted to go join the battle on a whim, no pushback. Like, dude just got there. When Rhaenyra, the queen of her team, says, I'm going into battle, she gets locked into her space. And no. I feel like those are pretty potent points of contrast. Just masculine, feminine, like the way that this world treats that.
I'm not going to argue with that. The only counterpoint that I will bring up that I think we should consider is how everybody views Aegon is sort of how everybody viewed Joffrey in the Game of Thrones. Joffrey has several siblings that are clearly his siblings, and there's no dispute of their legitimacy to the throne. And everyone sees Aegon as a fuck up. Like, even in season 1, they're sort of like, if he dies, is it that big of a deal if he doesn't become king? So
yeah, that's just a character difference at that point. That it's like Rhaenyra has people who love her, and Aegon has people who are like the opposites. He's got people who are like, I know we're cool and all that, but if you died today, that'd be okay.
Here's the thing we're also forgetting, though, is Rhaenyra's Jace is listed as her heir. Everybody in the kingdom knows Jace is a bastard.
Right. And that's why he's got the chip on his shoulder. I mean, that's the original piece to this.
So in all reality, the entire basis of Team Black forming and fighting against King's Landing just resolves around Rhaenyra staying alive. Because if Rhaenyra dies, Team Green wins. Like, that's just the sad reality. I do not think there's that whole throwaway line where where Jace is like, well, what if you die? And she's like, well, then congratulations, you're king, what you always wanted. And I'm like, but he's not. I don't think that their leaders are going to rally.
I fully agree. 16-year-old kid with questionable legitimacy. To like, no. See, and that's again, it's from both sides. There's a lot of dysfunction and distrust in this relationship. And I like that they were able to sort of re-up on that right before the big tragedy at the end of this episode.
I think
we didn't talk about I mean a little bit more maybe on the Corlys Allen scene, because I thought that was quite good.
It was very good. And I also love the fact that they were drinking Fireball together.
That bottle could have been my fit pick this episode.
Yeah, I was going to say, Austin, why you show my cards over here? The bottle got the fit pick award over here.
Awkward scene in the best way.
Yes.
This is a very heavy moment. Like, I know that they have this big battle, and it's like Alan tries to like calls him father, probably for the first time in the heat of that emotion. But you look at this encounter where Corlys, a great lord who has recently lost his wife and
his
family, like lost, he's lost a few people, and to the point where it's like reduced him to where he's like actually ready to grow as a person and apologize and like try to do right by his bastards. Like, that is kind of insane for everything we know about this world and the lords that inhabit it. And then for Alan on the other side to sort of hold his ground with it, really powerful stuff, and sad. Because you can feel Corlys's regret. You can see that he has gained a new appreciation for family and life and all of that. But it's just truly not something that you can fix that quickly. I would say that was actually probably the emotional high point of the episode for me.
Especially,
sorry, Jace.
Well, especially if you go back to season 1 and just see how Corlys is. Completely different character. In season 1, he doesn't give a shit about family. He cares about legacy. Like, he keeps on talking about how
It is
legacy
stated, overtly stated.
Overtly stated. And it was more important to have a Velaryon on the throne of Westeros than the well-being and happiness of his son. And now you can totally tell season 3 Corlys, I mean, I don't think that I think he'd be happy to know that his son like was able to run away. And I don't think that his son is alive just because there is some like strong implications on how dragons never bond with another rider until their rider dies. And so there's a lot of stipulation that, okay, I'm blanking on his name. What was his son's name?
And because he was one of those season 1 cats that had the dual casting
Yes.
of the child and the adult actor. And you know, we're the experts here, and I'm sure that that name Laenor, yeah, of course,
yeah, of course. I think he would be
Gaynor, yeah,
yeah. Laenor the Gaynor. He never heard that word, brother. Yeah. But I agree with you that we're definitely seeing that. The only thing that I'd say I don't really, and I don't even want to say I don't like, but it just seems repetitive because that was like a big deal in season 2 in the finale, is that Alan and Corlys have this conversation and Alan is like, you abandoned us. You didn't want us until it was convenient for you. You didn't want us until, so it just felt like they were doing that conversation again, but to build up the hype for Corlys disappearing in this episode, which I'm not saying is bad. It just, I wish that there would have been a more natural progression of that conversation rather than like they had that argument at the end of season 2 and then they have almost like what seems to be a brand new argument in the season opener of 3.
Yeah, and that can be one of the frustrating things of when you're, you know, creating seasons that are years apart. You do kind of feel the need is like, okay, we need to reestablish. Not everybody's going to do the full rewatch. But I think that this went to new depths, especially with Corlys admitting such fault. Yeah. It hit for me, and but you reminded me because you were mentioning how significant legacy is to him. That's going to come into play. Like that's still a part of him. That's shown in the episode with that move that Shirako makes. Because that's the moment later that because she makes the special move to go and burn High Tide, right?
Yes.
High Tide. And so when he makes it through the pass, he sees his keep burning, and that, as Shirako anticipated, that like takes him out of commission. Like he's like yeah, he's like Tom Hanks on the beaches of Normandy in Saving Private Ryan. He's just like, what's going on? But then also like that's when Alan kind of comes into his own. So just a lot of work that they've done with the character of Corlys coming together, I thought, really cleanly in this ship battle, which was also really epic in and of itself.
And this does bleed a little bit into chapter 3, but I do think right now is just a natural jumping off point to discuss it. The second that Corlys came to and didn't direct the ship to go to High Tide, I was like, okay, Team Black is winning this fight, because that was sort of the ace up their sleeve, because Shirako assumed that the second that they saw High Tide being attacked, that they would make a beeline and leave the strait open for them to do.
And that's the character thing with Corlys there, is like that's where the real decision happens. Like that's where he can prove to his son where his real priorities are.
Exactly.
And I'm only really, catching all the intelligence behind that as we're talking about it here. I'm pretty impressed.
No, I Corlys is probably one of the most well-written characters in the show. I really, and something I want you to keep in mind, obviously.
He's also said, sorry, I do want to hear your point, but
no, you're good. You're good.
He seems to be the only character who is becoming a better person over the course of this show. Like, that you could even make any kind of argument for it. And it's nice to have someone like that in this show.
Yes.
So always rooting for Corlys, I hope. And I really don't think we've seen the last one, but I hope he's back sooner than later.
Yes. I will make the argument, it seems like all of the Velaryons have a pretty solid stance of honor in the show. Like, if we even think back to, and I did actually want us to touch on it before, but where the dragon riders, the newly named dragon riders, they're having their whole experience being the dragon seeds. They're all waiting for Vhagar to show up. And Adam is the only one that's like actively saying, no, we were ordered by the queen to be here. We are going to stay here and follow the queen's laws. Ulf is like, fuck this. I ain't doing this, which I did love the whole conversation of like, don't knights get castles?
Oh, good shit.
A horse? Why the fuck do I need a horse?
I like Ulf. Yeah, and just like the humor of that too. It's like knights get horses, and he's like, I've already got a fucking dragon.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do with a horse?
But the
that really didn't like. I mean, those scenes were rather dull because it was basically people waiting around for something that didn't happen.
Well, yes, I agree that they are rather dull, but what I'm more pointing to is that what we're seeing with Adam, what we're seeing with Alan, what we're seeing with Corlys, what we're even seeing with Bela and Rhaenyra? Yeah, Rhaenyra. They're all having this sense of honor that they're like, I am doing my part, and I'm not just I'm going to do what I can to support my family and the ones I love in this show. Jace, definitely, he was doing a lot of that stuff for honor and for glory. I don't think he was really doing anything for altruistic reasoning there. I think Rhaenyra is a little bit high on her own supply. I do think that it would have been a little bit different, but I think she needs to pick and choose when she's going to be going to the front line. And I don't know if this would have been the time for her to do it, but the more of the point is, like, it seems like the Velaryons are showing the most honor and the most progression of working towards a better future out of all the people that we're seeing in the show. And yes, I know I'm biased because they're on Team Black, but
well, okay, so I would say certainly that these three that are the new seeds. So based on the conversations we see here, it seems Sea Smoke Rider, Adam. Yes, I wanted to say Alan again. I'm like, that's not it. Adam is definitely the most loyal.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna say, Ulf's the bottom, so that makes, is it Hugh is the middle?
Hugh. Yeah.
Hugh. Right. And does Hugh even speak in this episode?
Not much. No.
He seems to be biding his time.
Yeah, I really Hugh has seemed like he's more of the silent type. Like, even in season 2, he was the most, I don't even want to say reluctant, but the only reason he came here was because his daughter is sick. I can't remember if his daughter died or not in the last season, but I do know that he is there just strictly for his family. While Ulf is definitely,
he's got a job to do. Yeah.
Yes. Ulf is just there for the ride. Like, Ulf is
I'm kind of, because Hugh has the biggest dragon.
Yes.
So I'm kind of waiting for that character to come into his own. Like, you could tell that the writers of the show are like, oh man, we really just wait for Huey. It's gonna be big. And I'm just not really seeing that. I'm not even sure I'm really seeing the pun definitely intended seeds of what they're getting at there.
Well, so if it's all right with you, and this is a little lore that I've just learned, it's heavily inferred that Hugh's mother was a daughter to the king before Viserys, which I'm going to look up really quickly because it's going to kill me. King before Viserys.
Well, I know that he's Viserys 1, so it wouldn't be Jaehaerys. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jaehaerys. So Jaehaerys had a daughter who she liked to get around. She had
fun lady.
She was a fun lady, and because she had so much sex, she actually got written off and like disowned by Jaehaerys. So it's believed that Hugh is one of the bastard children of that daughter. And the reason that Vermithor bonded with Hugh is because apparently Hugh is like a spitting image of Jaehaerys, and that and Vermithor was Jaehaerys's dragon over here. And some fun facts about Jaehaerys. Jaehaerys is argued to be the greatest king in Westerosi history. There is a strong argument to make that Jaehaerys was the best king. He was the longest lasting king. He served for 55 years as king. And during that time, it was mostly peaceful throughout his reign. And really, he cemented people's love and appreciation for the Targaryens. And he was also a very renowned warrior. So I think that
I'd vote for him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 55 years is pretty good.
Yeah,
Westeros, come on.
Yeah,
you can tell me all of this. It's not really translating into what I feel is a compelling character in the show.
No,
but maybe he hasn't had his big moment yet.
Exactly. What I'm really thinking is that we're going to get some pretty big moments from Hugh. I agree. It's sort of hard to put a finger on it. I have, just from what I'm seeing with Ulf, I feel like if Vhagar did show up and the battle even remotely seemed like it was going to go south, that Ulf was going to bolt. Like Ulf is the first to,
or maybe even a team switch could be on the table. You think?
Yeah, I don't think that's.
He seems opportunistic.
Yeah, I would not trust him at all. I mean, and that's why I really think that Adam is there. Adam definitely seems like the one who's like, I am here to serve Rhaenyra. McQueen, my queen.
Well, he's also seems the least sure of himself of those three too. He's the most inclined to follow orders. But I was going to say, speaking of team switch, we've got some Alicent business to discuss. If you didn't have anything else on Hugh, Ulf, and Adam.
What are your thoughts? I really don't know how to feel about this whole Alicent situation going on, where I don't know how it's going to necessarily turn out, because it just didn't seem that satisfying. Like, she made such a big effort to make peace with Rhaenyra at the end of the last season, and then literally everything has fallen apart in this of her plan. And
yes, but I think that this episode revealed to us that she is operating in good faith there, because she's doing everything that she can to salvage the plan that she and Rhaenyra discussed. So on top of that, you talk nearly, you talk about everything like team black, team green. Like Alicent is like not even team green anymore at this point. So like this rivalry that has because like she's lying through her teeth, that second conversation with Aemond, because you feel the shift in her in that close up, like when she comes into and sees that he's still there, that he hasn't left like she expected, and she's really thrown. And then like she sort of gets herself together later, comes back, and she's, that cold, calculating Alicent that she can be when she chooses to.
I agree. And I I am very curious to see how this progresses, because, and I know this is getting ahead of ourselves in chapter 3, but is Rhaenyra going to see that?
Right. See, I think that's where we're headed, is that Alicent is going to stick with the plan. There's going to be some kind of miscommunication or understanding, and Rhaenyra is going to feel like Alicent has betrayed her again, and that's going to renew the conflict for the 4th season or something.
Well, I don't even know about that. I almost wonder if Rhaenyra is going to come into King's Landing and be the Mad Queen. Like, I wonder if she's going to
be like, screw you. I don't even care that you...
Like, you got my son killed. Like, why didn't you warn me about this? Like, this was an ambush. Like, you guys killed my son. You killed my heir. And I mean, in all, like, Rhaenyra still has, I think, is it 3 children left? But she's running out of kids. She is.
Oh man, I don't want to say what my brain just told me there.
Oh boy, what was it?
Well, just that, you know, it's she's I don't think she'd be too excited to try and re-up on any of that after the events of last season too. So I could understand her really clinging to those last 2. Really sad what is happening to her family.
Yeah, I mean, Daemon is not really a husband material anymore.
Was he ever? I think wonderful fling material.
I mean, as much as an Uncle Fling can be, I guess.
Right. Oh, I forgot that part. But that's actually right in line with what the other thing we need to discuss here.
Yeah, I really don't know how I feel about this direction towards like parental incest that they've been making. Like, because we got some parental incest last season with Daemon. Daemon was having hallucinations of his mother. And like was
do you know, have you seen Game of Thrones? Do you know about this world of Westeros and how they be doing incest?
They be doing incest. But I feel like incest between a mother and a son is like a whole next step over
that
here.
Is like the ultimate. I'm trying not to say that in a weird way. I'm with you that is like the like this is like incest.
Yeah. Like even Alicent was like, what the fuck after that? To her credit.
Even Alicent, like, no, she was not into that at all.
Well, no, I mean, I'm saying even Alicent was like more in the sense of like in the world where incest exists, like Alicent was like, what the fuck just happened? Like genuinely, what the fuck has happened? And
I'd be, yeah. Because he went all the way in on that too.
Yeah.
You know, like it, that shot of her as they're kissing where she like keeps her eyes open and they're just like darting. Whew, that was a heavy moment for my girl.
Well, because Aemond is, we were saying in that moment, Aemond is unhinged. Aemond is almost, I'd say beyond saving. I wouldn't say almost beyond saving. I'd say he's beyond saving. He's insane. And
he's getting worse.
Yes.
Is the truth of it.
Yes. And I really think that Alicent was it's very insightful of her to see that. Well, who was it, Alicent, or was it Helena that was saying that they have not been scared ever since they got Vhagar, and now that they have Vhagar, they are starting to feel fear because this is the first point where it seems the walls are closing in on him. Like Daemon is there with Caraxes, arguably the most dangerous dragon alive at this. Well, the most dangerous dragon rider duo alive. Fair. They have Vermithor, which is the only other dragon that can even remotely compare to Vhagar's size. And it's just not looking good for Team Green on the battlefield right now.
Yeah, and certainly in like the middle of this episode seems to be the most up that Team Black has been since the conflict started proper.
Yes.
Which is cool. Like I like that the show has had a bit of a push and pull.
Well, because especially up until episode 7, it seemed like Team Green was pretty handily winning the war at that point in time. There
Certainly.
was every battle that was going on, Team Green was taking it. But now that, because how many dragons does Team Black have? They have Daemon, obviously, with Caraxes.
Oh man, we did this whole breakdown at the in our coverage of last season, I'm sure. But they have the dragon advantage firmly.
Yeah, because there's
Team
only
Black, right.
Yeah, so
yeah,
because I think they have almost triple the amount of dragons at this point.
Well,
no,
so it'd be easier to list out all the dragons that Green has because they have Vhagar and they have the new one, Tessarion, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and they have
Dreamfire, which is Helena's dragon.
Correct.
Who doesn't do shit.
Nope.
So far.
And
you could use more dragons.
You can use
I mean, Vhagar counts as like 6, but still.
But that's the thing, though. If Vhagar counts as 6, Vermithor counts as 4.
Boom.
Because on Team Black, they have Caraxes, Cyrax, they have Moon Dancer, they now have Sheepstealer, they have Vermithor, Sea Smoke,
Moon Dancer,
Silverwing,
that's what I meant. Did you?
And that's 8 right there. So,
and we're probably forgetting something. No, that's. I mean, we love it, but it is a lot to track how many dragons have popped up in this show. But the point is that Aemond, he's probably feeling the walls close in, like you say, and Helena is wise to point out that that's how Alicent can get him to act the way that she wants him to, because she just plays on his emotions. Because even though he's extremely dangerous, I would still say that Aemond is highly manipulatable if you know how to do it.
Because he's only 21, I believe.
Something, yeah, right around there. And he's only got one eye, so
and
he misses a lot.
One eye with mommy issues over here.
No, the kiss was really intense. I don't like it was fucked up. It was weird. I didn't see it coming. I kind of liked that they threw that wrench in there because it still felt true to character to me. Actually,
oh, absolutely.
It felt like something that Aemond would do, and it would be terrible.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. And just what was closing out that entire situation is Aemond is now leaving King's Landing, and he's going to be going to Harrenhal, which is unfortunate because the seeds are leaving Harrenhal right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's all falling apart.
Yeah.
But that makes for a fun, messy show. There's so much drama that'll come out of this. It's going to be great.
Yeah, exactly. Well, speaking of drama, do we want to dive into chapter 3, the meat and potatoes
Let's do it.
This episode? All right.
Nautical nonsense.
Nautical. That should be the title head.
Chapter 3.
Chapter 3, a bloody gullet and nautical nonsense. Rhaenyra arrives to the gullet on the wild Sheepstealer to help, but her untrained beast completely panics, setting both ally and enemy ships ablaze. Mistaking her for a foe, Jace attacks on Vermax, causing a catastrophic aerial confusion between the cousins. Below the dragon fight, a massive naval battle reaches its boiling point. Corlys tries to trap Lenore in a dangerous low-tide pass, but her flagship rams his vessel, sparking a bloody boarding that flings a stunned Corlys into the sea. The Triarchy's massive anti-dragon harpoon hooks Vermax, dragging the dragon into the ocean to drown. Jace cuts himself free and surfaces, only to be instantly executed by a volley of enemy arrows. Corlys's bastard, Alan, fiercely rallies the troops, drowning and stabbing Lenore to win the naval battle. However, the episode closes on a devastating scene as Baela circles the fiery wreckage, desperately looking for any sign of a deceased Jace. we've already said this in so many words, but this was amazing. Like, everything that was going on here was peak Game of Thrones, in my opinion.
Now, both of us are really partial to naval stuff, nautical, as we've already said. But for that, I think that you and I have quite a bit of exposure to that, and we know when it's done well. And this was some quality naval combat. There were definitely some jumps in the battle where I was like, ah, man, I wanted to see him fight more. But there at the end, where they do that bit with Corlys is like, we can make it through the pass. I know the waters. It's narrow but doable. And then they have Shirako behind them, like losing all of her ships as she just like pursues this mad vendetta. That was a really cool setup. I just gotta say, because anybody can you get some big boats, they fire some cannons at each other. It's awesome. But the construction of that was pretty exciting. It reminded me of like Sorcerer, which is like a movie, or The Wages of Fear, which is based on the same source material, I believe, which is about people like driving trucks full of unstable dynamite across like shaky bridges. You know what I'm talking about? And you just create this tension there that it really raised the stakes for me.
I don't know if you remember this, but what it was reminding me of is in Eldest, the second Aragon book, they're escaping from the Empire, and they sail through what is it called?
Maelstrom.
Pretty much a maelstrom.
Whirlpool.
A whirlpool, yes. They call it the Boar's Eye, and it's like the world's largest whirlpool. And they're all saying that it's possible, but you have to do it to exact points, otherwise it will sink. And that's how they escape the Empire's fleet, because the Empire chooses to keep sailing after them, and they all sink down and crash. And it's a big, intense, it's the most intense where there's no actual fighting going on in the books, in my opinion. But it wasn't quite that either, because obviously Shiraka made it through, and Shiraka still
not unscathed, but
no,
I hear you. It's like the it's like making the Kessel run in 12 parsecs. You do this like crazy maneuver, and you just cut it like just bit, like as close as it can be. It's like the bullet grazing your eyelashes kind of thing. But also, for what it's worth, home turf, I believed it. I believed that Corlys would make that calculation and would have been able to pull it off. But as we'd already set up, I was like, oh, this might be the end of Corlys this episode. So really, really wonderful sequence. And also, it just looked really good. Like, I know that that's not the most insightful thing to say, but it was just like magnificently photographed, daylight, the like very ropey boat stuff. The set design was phenomenal and got me right in that world. The dragons were super well integrated. I'm a happy fan for this episode.
The cinematography was fantastic,
dude. Those last couple shots they end at the end with the burning boats and the sun breaking through the clouds. Gorgeous.
Oh, for sure. I mean, even just the shots in the beginning when they're in the Vale and it's just like super overcast and you can't even see the sky, and like Sheepstealers literally just bursting from the clouds. Like, even that
no
looked
kidding.
great.
Yeah, and this show, like Game of Thrones, it's been one of the worst offenders of the like just shit's so dark. Like you just can't see what's going on. And there was a little bit of that in this one, but I think that they're doing it a lot better than they have. And it's to that point I made earlier about the high contrast. It looked better, but it still had that darkness to it, that like sort of heavy tone represented visually. But thankfully, it wasn't quite so muddy as the worst of it we've seen.
I'm glad that they're choosing to lean more into fog and smoke now rather than just doing night battles, because I think that the best terrible example of just this dark contrast is the battle for
Winterfell.
Yeah. Like it was so bad. Like the entire time we're like, well, I mean, I'm sure if we could see what was going on, it would look good. But...
Oh yeah, it was so bad that it's like that was like a normie criticism. Like, because this is a problem that happens in the 2010s. This was a rampant problem. Like so many just like underlit CGI gross for this kind of thing. So, but the fact that the one time that like a greater fandom or like the greater culture like got around, or like, this looks bad, doesn't it? Like we can't see this shit. Is Game of Thrones that one episode? I think that's really telling.
And I might even go as far and say with that episode in particular, if they would have gotten that right, I think people would view that season completely different.
I am so with you that like, and it's not like they didn't do a battle for Winterfell. Like it was a battle. They turned in the paper. But I'm with you that like that should have been the most critical battle in the entire series. And I think when they just plainly weren't meeting the standard of that, I think that's when the season was lost. Or like you're saying, that's where they could have saved it.
Yeah.
But we're kind of digressing and just highlighting that as a counterpoint to an episode that was quite good in House of the Dragon.
And I know I already said it, but I just really do want to reiterate. I love that there was just so many moments where you're like, you did not know who was winning this fight at all. Like it kept going back and forth. Like there were several times I was like, oh shit, I don't think Team Black is coming out of this well. And then when the dragons arrived, you're like, okay, well, they've got air support now. That's even when
dragons versus boat, it's an instant toss up, or not a toss up. It's a done deal.
Yeah, I mean, they had their harpoons, but I'm still convinced that if it wasn't for Sheepstealer, easy sweep there.
Sure, yeah, that was quite the kerfuffle. On their like harpoons they were shooting though. I do have to shout out that I liked that being pretty overt Jaws reference. I know you still haven't seen Jaws, which is crazy. It's on me. I'm a bad friend for not forcing you to watch Jaws. But that's something that they do in that is like it's the inverse where they have like buoys, but they like shoot harpoons into the shark, and then there's like big buoys so that it'll have to stay at the surface. So they're doing the opposite with the dragons. They shoot them, and then like it has like a heavy weight so that it sinks it down into the water. Jaws is one of the best movies ever made, and also just as far as like the idea of like hunting an epic creature, like how do you take down the biggest bad? It's a very effective visual, and there's just kind of a practicality. It's like, oh yeah, you get them out of the air, and you're already cool element in this battle, and sort of leveling the scales that we're talking about, where it's like you're gonna have your boat fight a dragon, good luck. But you actually see them represented, and you're like, oh, okay, no, if I was one of these dragon riders, like I'd be scared to swoop down in the middle of all that.
Well, to that point, I was at first really frustrated when the harpoons got brought out, because if you recall in A Game of Thrones, when because they brought out harpoons, and that's how Rhaegal is killed, because they use these harpoons and they are very effective against Daenerys and her dragons. And I was like, it was such a big deal when they brought out the harpoons, like the maester.
You're telling me they were doing this a couple hundred years ago?
Exactly.
They've had the tech the whole time.
But it seems like the harpoon barely even like penetrated. It was more like a fish hook getting it.
It's barbed. Yeah. So it's not about like killing it with that blow. Because I think that's the difference, is that what we see in Game of Thrones, they're like big arrows that are meant to like go through the dragon, like skewer it.
Correct. That's exactly it. And I'm glad that there was that distinction, because when they first put the harpoon shooter right there, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it was a big deal that they had
been
that.
Here, been here in the future.
I also was a little bit just sitting there, and they explained it. I don't think it was as explained well in the show, but they explained the behind the scenes that apparently Jace's harness was stuck because the entire time it was like, if I was Jace, I'd be getting out of my seat and just going down and cutting that with my sword. Like what? Like,
yeah, that does seem like the writer's responsibility. Yeah, but if there was something going on there, like he was caught, I totally missed that.
Well, that's the thing. There's only one shot to show where he's pulling at it, and it finally comes undone once they're in the water. But even then, I literally, if I was stuck in a dragon rider, I'd pull a knife and cut myself out of the harness, because this is how you win the war, is dragons. Letting your, because he just literally let his dragon just like, he's like, bye, Vermax. Hope you find your dad.
He didn't have too much time to feel bad about it, though.
No, not at all. But
it was savage that they did it to like that, where it's like you think it's like, oh man, so he's going to be dragonless now. Like that's going to be really complicated for his character to reckon with. Nope, he did. Like throat shot, I'm pretty sure.
They had to do that shot 6 times, according to the behind the scenes. So they're joking around that they drowned him 6 times.
Again, visually gorgeous.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. And I think I love that there was no music going on during that.
Sure.
Like
heavy,
I feel like
heavy.
Yeah. And before we I'm tossed up. I feel like I was going to say let's wait for the end, but I also think this is a naturally good, just jumping off point. During the Lizzies, we're going to say who was the best actor, best supporting actor, all of that good stuff. But in this episode alone, who would you say is your standout performance acting wise?
Like who am I giving the Oscar to in this episode?
Sure.
Probably Corlys.
Really?
Or is there somebody that I'm just like totally like spacing now that we've been recording for 2.5 hours?
I mean, Corlys was pretty good. For me, Abukar, his son, Alan, I think he was phenomenal in this episode. Like,
I mean, I'm citing that basically just like the most emotion I felt was relating to their scenes.
For sure. But I also think Harry Collette, who is Jace, I think Jace did he was selling it the entire time. Like he was giving an unhinged, like, I'm breaking the laws sort of vibe throughout
like,
that episode.
Am I allowed to do this? Yeah. Like you're gonna listen to me? You're gonna lock her in the okay, yeah, I'm going.
Well, literally once he did lock he had his eyes wide. Like when he was talking to Bela, like I want to go back and see that, because he seriously he looks like he's high a little bit. And I think that this is the first time that he's openly like gone against his mother's wishes. And it is probably one hell of a rush, because he's going to be flying into battle for the first time.
No, that's a good call. You could definitely make an argument there. Just like Steve Townsend's amazing and kind of an easy one for me to point to, especially since I love what happened with the character in this episode. The only thing I really feel like we haven't talked about is Rhaenyra's whole ordeal with Sheepstealer in the battle.
I understand. I completely from what I understand, I don't think Rhaenyra was involved in this fight, because she did not get Sheepstealer in the books. So I do think that this is an interesting little change from the lore, and I'm sure Nana is going to let us know if that's not what happened there. But I do like the idea that it's because it's not even because of how Rhaenyra's so inexperienced as a dragon rider, but it's because how inexperienced Sheepstealer is as a dragon, specifically a war dragon. Because the way
he's feral, he's wild.
Yeah,
you see it in their initial interactions. Like it's foreshadowed that he is not going to be obedient, that he's not going to follow along with the plan once push comes to shove.
Well, and he's also significantly more like a scavenger dragon than a hunter dragon. He even almost looks like the most hyena-like out of all the dragons.
I mean, my big thing on that, he looks like a crocodile, and I love that. I love that look, and I love like this. This dragon's going to rank really highly for me on the design.
Yes.
But it's what you're saying, that he feels the most lizard brain of all the dragons that we've seen. And I don't mean that the exact same as like saying he's the least intelligent dragon, but he to me seems, of all the dragons we've seen, the one that's operating on instinct.
Yes.
The most. And seemingly has had to, because he doesn't have those Targaryen stock rooms.
No, and he also, like, we were joking about it during the reaction. Rhaenyra was raw dogging. She had no saddle.
My goodness. That's the thing, is like, take aside the whole thing about like her role in the murder of her. What are they, cousins? I don't know.
Yeah, they're cousins.
Yeah.
They're cousins.
Dude, an afternoon on the back of that guy. Raw all the way. Yeah.
Yeah, she's literally hanging on to the spikes on his back. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. I expected her to be like impaled on the other spikes, and like that could have held her in place. He's like a porcupine over here.
Yeah. I appreciate, and I think that's really showing that she wants to be a team player and she does not want to be on the sideline. But the girl needed to go get saddled up.
Hey, and that's like moral of the story for Team Black here is maybe let's not like give teenagers like major responsibilities in war. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe not give teenagers F-31 fighter jets over here and just
with teeth.
Yeah, with teeth, and just let them rip.
You go.
Well, I was just going to say, I'm really excited to see what this conversation is going to be looking like, because the fallout of this episode is going to be so juicy, because Rhaenyra is going to blame, obviously this Kingsguard, who I think she's going to kill him. I genuinely think that she's going to.
You think that's going to be like another point in her progression of darkness?
Yes, I think that she's slowly going to be going to the Mad Queen route, and that's going to be like a step towards it. I think she's.
That does sound like the Rhaenyra I know. Yeah, it's more than likely.
It's like no disagreement here. I also think that she's going to turn around and blame Baela, not Rhaena. I think she's going to blame Baela, saying like, "Why did you let him go? Like, you knew how inexperienced he is, and not only did you let him go, but you went with him." And then Baela's going to turn around and blame Rhaena, being like, "You're so egotistical. You want to be a dragon rider so bad. You didn't learn your place. You're supposed to be guarding the children in the Vale right now. Like, what are you doing?" So I really think that there's going to be a lot of finger pointing in this next episode, and I think it's going to be really juicy.
I hope so. I think that they've set some nice stakes for some character drama, and even within the battle, I thought that was. You say it wasn't in the original continuity with the books. I think having Rhaena with that struggle where she can't control her beast, and there's sort of this rogue dragon in the fight, I think added a nice tension, especially with the question of like, is she gonna rein this thing in before the battle's through? And find out she doesn't. But I enjoyed the drama that added to this big epic battle, but I also think that it's going to pay off in the drama of the greater show. Some smart moves in this episode.
They are, and I think we said this at the conclusion of the last season, that they needed to open this season up swinging if they wanted us to stay invested in the show. And I think that they have done an amazing job. Not only did they swing, they went for the home run. Like this was a near perfect episode, in my opinion. And I would
perfect,
probably,
he says. Ooh.
I would rank it in probably the top 3 best episodes of House of the Dragon so far.
I think I'm going to need to watch this on a bigger screen before I'm ready to say something like that. But I'm happy. I'll give them that. I'm excited for the rest of the season.
I still think that episode 8 of season 1 is going to be one of my favorite, if not my favorite, of the entire. But that's
pretty good. Pretty good.
Just the drama.
Yeah, no, it's episode 8 because it was a 10-episode season. That's right.
Yeah. Season 2 is when they dived into that. Austin, is there anything else that we want to go over in this episode that we've missed, or anything on your notes that we want to quickly glance over before we talk about our fit picks?
Do you want to? Any more notes on the dragons? The like Sheepstealer in particular. I know we're not doing a grade.
So, yes,
I did a lot of time with Sheepstealer in this episode, and I liked what I saw.
Something I did want to point out is this dragon is very unique, and it's its own creature. It very much is standing out and being its own being. However, the dragon it reminded me the most of was Meleys. Like, specifically the neck. Whenever I saw, like, specifically how it's flying, like, Sheepstealer has that shorter neck like Meleys does. And even, like, its legs seem to be chunkier like Meleys was. And if you were to tell me that they were siblings or came from the same brood, I'd believe it.
Sheepstealer's uglier. This is the ugliest dragon we've ever seen.
For sure. For sure.
Now, that just might be country living. But
when you're at boonies.
Definitely a distinct look on, and like the underbite that you see on this thing was doing a lot for me. I hear what you're saying in that of the like original 3, like the basic designs that they developed in the first season of House of the Dragon, where there's like some are based on a horse skull, some are based on a wolf skull. Like of those options, like Sheepstealer is feeling pretty wolfy to me. But I actually think this is a croc dragon. I think we have developed a new category with all the messed up teeth that like don't align, and the super long spindly fingers, and sort of like a wider triangle snout. Croc dragon.
It almost feels like that the lower jaw is crocodile, but the upper jaw is alligator, to give it that just overemphasized like underbite, because that underbite is atrocious. It's like trollish almost. Mm-hmm. And I love that they are just getting so funky and weird with it. There's one more major dragon that I don't think they're going to introduce, but I would really, really love it if they did. And this dragon is Cannibal. I know we've mentioned Cannibal once or twice. I really want to see Cannibal now, based off of what we've seen with Sheepstealer, because I imagine Cannibal would even look more unhinged and more just insane.
Yeah, and I would love to see it too. Especially, I just love to see more dragons in this this messy sort of feral style. But and talking to people who know more about the lore than I do, it seems like they're kind of just roping the cannibal dragon into this dragon character.
Yeah.
Am I wrong there?
I don't think there's too much. Maybe. I think that's probably the best bet.
We'll see.
We'll see. I want to be pleasantly surprised. I want to be very pleasantly surprised. I will say I really wish we could have gotten more close-up shots of Vermax. And I think the best way that they could have done this is when Jace and when Bela were having their argument, or not even argument, but where Jace is like, "Come with me. We're going to fight and find glory." I wish they could have been doing that in front of their dragons in the dragon pit, so that we could get a proper look at Vermax, because I just don't think we ever really get a good shot. Like, you can hardly tell that Vermax is green in this episode.
And part of that's the desaturation that's happened on the greater show. But like funny enough, the only really good like quote unquote, just bumped the mic there. I'm so sorry to everyone listening. The only close up that you really get with some detail on Vermax in this episode is when he's in the water, like drowning. Yeah. And you do get like a close, like you get a sense of its head shape. It's like triangular, and it kind of has some like cool like whip horns. That are sort of distinct. But yeah, that's the same thing. Just not a lot going on with the character of this dragon. And we talked about it, his moment when he was a baby back in season 1. So it seems like that was his big dragon moment in the course of this series.
Well, ironically enough, it seems like the only two dragons that you really you can make an argument for Vhagar, but the two other dragons that really have shown personality is Sheepstealer and Sea Smoke. Those are really the only two dragons that we really see an outright amount of personality.
Yeah. I liked too the relationship between Rhaenyra and Sheepstealer, where he's just comes to be like, I guess you're my rider now, kind of thing. And he regurgitates the sheep, and he's like, I brought dinner, I guess.
In my head,
it's kind of funny if it wasn't so intense.
Yes. In my head canon, it's more like, no one's ever wanted to be my rider before. I've been your sheep.
Oh, you like charred goat.
Like, here's some
all I eat. It felt like a sort of like King Kong. A little to me. Like in the Peter Jackson King Kong with Naomi Watts, when they're like learning to communicate with each other, and it's kind of silly but also kind of horrifying.
Yeah. Well, again, with the exception of Sea Smoke, this is the most like rider dragon interaction where it feels more than just a rider of a horse in the show. Like, there's clearly like a duel working together. I mean, because at this point, Caraxes just seems like an extension of Daemon. Vhagar is just a nuke that Aemond is riding around on. There's really not that much of a relationship between rider and dragons, and I'm glad that they're really taking their time with Sheepstealer, which to me also almost makes me wonder, do you think that there's going to be a redemption arc for Sheepstealer towards the end of the season or end of the show?
Possibly, but I have no idea. I mean, although exciting debut, and excited to see wherever they take it. I think that we will be seeing. I think this will be a big Sheepstealer season.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see there being like another big moment where he and Rhea kind of figure it out at the end of this season, and then that sort of bookending, like that, creating a very clear arc. But I genuinely don't know. Like I could also see Sheepstealer just being like totally rogue and like helpless, and that being a big wrench in Team Black's plans.
Yeah. I mean, the also downside is Sheepstealer is one of the, I wouldn't say bigger dragons, but seems to be the same size as like Cyrax, same size as Sea Smoke, because it was clearly larger than Moondancer and Vermax. So
like if we were drafting dragons to battle again as we once did, I think that Sheepstealer's in the conversation. Like, I think he's an early draft pick.
I don't think he is. I think he doesn't have the experience. He needs to study up over here more. He doesn't know how to run plays like he used to.
Yeah, but it's like, do you pick for your team in a fight? Do you pick the 40-year-old without teeth or the 30-year-old with teeth? You know what I'm saying?
Well, who's the 40-year-old with teeth and who's the 40?
That's the one who's seen battle. You're talking about experience here in the case of Rhaenyra. I feel like Sheepstealer, like, yeah, maybe he hasn't been tussling with dragons, but he's been doing some hard living. No
He
doubt.
has.
He's got some grit that
But
I feel like
Vermax was
all the other
putting up-
dragons we've seen are missing.
The smaller dragons were putting up just as much of a fight, though, as everything else.
The size question is a factor here, too. You know, we need the chart, because that's what it really comes down to, is the biggest dragons are the most dangerous. But to me, he seemed like middle of the pack, maybe a little larger than average.
Possibly. I do think he just needs more experience in fighting other dragons, because as we saw with Meleys was significantly smaller than Vhagar. And if it wasn't for Sunfire, like, I think yes. What I think the Sheepstealer needs is a new name, because Sheepstealer's stupid. And hopefully Rhea, you know, if they're going off continuity with this situation anyway, hopefully she'll come up with something cool. Well, the funny thing,
you go.
I was just going to say, we need to go back, because I can't remember, and I would need to just see what it was. But when she was calling Sheepstealer in Valerian, she wasn't saying Sheepstealer. She was saying pretty much the Valyrian version of Sheepstealer, which it might be something cool sounding, but all of the dragons, as far as I know, are named after gods from Valyria. So that's also...
So maybe we just go back and rewind, find what its Valyrian name is. And, you know,
yes.
We can be cool like Rhaenyra.
Exactly.
You can be a Targaryen too.
Well, all right. Is there anything else that we want to cover in this episode before we close out with our fit pick? Or
I think we should acknowledge the fact that Alan killed Shirako. I know that no one liked that character, and the internet at large is surely rejoicing over her getting stabbed in the fucking neck.
I don't get why they didn't like her. I think she was odd. Like, she was like almost like a Barbossa character.
Sure, Barbossa's a nice point of comparison. I think that a lot of people bumped on her dynamic with Thailand, which I thought wasn't a disaster, but I don't think that it totally landed where they were going with it. I think that they're like awkward, like misaligned dynamic. Didn't feel either like silly awkward enough, or they should have just like not gone quite so far with it. But I'm not mad that we won't be seeing more of her.
I could have handled to have at least one more episode with her. Like, I think that she did a phenomenal job as just sort of this mad pirate king. Like, she was giving off like I said, she was giving off Barbossa vibes with just how crazy she was, but she was also clearly an intelligent naval fighter. And I think what I would have appreciated more is if in the final episode of season 2, that the second that it was clear that they were going to be fighting against Corlys, that was just, oh, I'm in. Like, rather than, because it seemed like that she had to do like all these tests for Thailand, and it just seems like all of that was out the window, because it seems like that was the only thing that was really motivating her. And it just seemed that she pulled it out of her ass a little bit, that in this episode, just like, I only signed on so I could burn High Tide and kill Corlys Velaryon. He killed my friends sort of situation.
Yeah. And her, like, if you could call it that, villain turn didn't super land for me.
Yeah.
Like, then she throws the guy off the boat, and they go through the pass when they shouldn't, and you can feel that madness in her eyes. I think that the actor represented that really well, but she just never felt like wicked or like dangerous to me in the way they seem to be going for with her final moments in this episode. Bit of a miss in my estimation.
This is obviously very, very retconning, but I really wish that they would have had some sort of relationship with the Crab King, or whatever the guy's name was. That was the person Daemon killed in season 1.
Oh, not like a romantic relationship, because I was like, but you mean like if there'd been some association?
Yeah, because he was I thought he was going to be a lot bigger deal than he actually ended up being, and he had like he was aesthetically super cool and like metal as fuck. And I would have loved if it was like established that she was like his squire or something like that, or just like his.
I don't know if I needed all of that. It wasn't a disaster, but I assume that most fans of the show are happy to see her go, and I would count them. I would count myself in that crowd.
I'm not gonna push on that too much. Like, I enjoyed what I saw from her. I think that I'd honestly put a lot of the blame in Thailand. Like, I know he's a very talented actor, and according to the lore, he's not dead. And we also didn't see a body. So I mean, I just don't know how you get out of that being thrown off of a boat, not even in a wreckage, in full plate armor. But
so, we'll see if we see him.
Yeah, we'll see if we see him.
Corlys is not dead. Good ep.
Yeah.
I think that's it for me.
That's it from you? All right. Well, then I just have one more question for you, Austin. We are back in Game of Thrones land. We're back in House of the Dragon land, which means that we're back to our fit picks, because this show, the costume design is just off the chart. I'll be honest, I didn't see anything terribly new, but I still have like a clear winner for myself and a pretty good runner up. But Austin, since you already showed your hand and said which was your runner up, do you mind just sharing what your number one fit pick and then reminding us what your runner up was?
Yeah. Not the biggest wardrobe showcase episode. I will say that. Not to say that it was lacking, but there have been a lot of opportunities throughout the course of this show to really show off these big, elegant dresses and statement pieces, like decorative armor, stuff that we just freak out about. That wasn't really here as much. A lot of the stuff that was on display are costumes that we've seen before in other contexts. So I'm just going to go totally outside of the box here and say that today's fit pick goes to Corlys's ship, which was looking super fine. Very ropey, as I said. I believe this is the Sea Snake, like Sea Snake the boat. And anytime that was on screen... Huh?
He renamed it. It's the Queen Who Never Was.
Oh, yes. The Queen Who Never Was. So yes, slot that into my official, the documentation on what my fit pick was. I loved that it had a big ass crow's nest. I don't know. It's like a lot of the times you'll see those where it is like a crow's nest up there, and you've got some 12-year-old can hang out up there with a spyglass. But this one was like, it was like a spot, like the spot to be. Like it bring a couple beers up there, and you have a grand old time.
Play a couple games of Dominion up there.
Hey, why not? Looking good with like the oars out, all of that. I love a good looking boat. And you know what? This is his last chance to get the fit pick with the way things went down.
Yeah.
So how about that one?
No, I think that totally works there. And then just remind us what you did for your follow-up, your runner-up.
Oh, that's going to be Ormond. Ormond Hightower with his very clean-looking armor. He had his little vial of what you not. I feel like that was kind of part of the look. Really brought something. And I was impressed with his... debut scene. So the costuming is definitely part of that. We discussed it. I like what they did there.
I also just think whenever I see a short-haired character, not bald, but like a character who has like well-kept short hair, I'm like, oh, you're a rich prick. Like in the world of Westeros.
In that time, yeah.
Like you clearly have money, because you don't get your hair that good and that well kept unless you're paying.
Yeah, there's the 23 guys in the world that have fades in this era.
But just going off, I'll start with who won my fit pick. I and I know I'm a sucker for it, I think Rhaenyra's red dress, the black and red dress that she actually ended up tearing up, it was really selling it for me. I especially love how there was just like almost scales looking on her shoulders that were like scale spikes. And it just, one thing I really want to see from Rhaenyra is I wish that she had more dresses that matched Cyrax. Like, I wish there'd be some more gold dresses that like gold and black that reflect that. Obviously, I
want her to come out in a banana suit.
Yes. Yes. But I really think that it looked good. I also think it's just appropriate that we're not going to see that dress again because she started stabbing it up.
On the contrary, we might see it again, but I don't think we're going to see anybody wearing it again.
Yeah. True. And then my runner-up, I mean, you guessed it, it's Corlys. I love his armor pick, and I think that his arak that he has is such an amazing
curved blade. Yeah.
The sling blade. I mean, I absolutely love that they went that direction because in the first season, he had the axe. And so I think it's just so natural that he has an arak now with just the curved blade. And I know we were joking about it, but it was giving me such just Darrow from Red Rising vibes because
the Reaper.
Yeah. And I hope he keeps the arak for the rest of the show, and I really just want to see him unleash because he's not dead.
He's not dead. He's not. We didn't see a head. We've been through that. We went through this all with Stannis. He's not dead.
He's not dead.
I honestly, actually, now as we've talked through it, I call our shot. I bet Corlys is back next episode. If not, if not, then episode 3. I bet he's back.
Opening scene. He's back.
It's gonna be like at the beginning of Inception. He just washes up on the beach. I'm Corlys. I'm still alive.
He's
floating. My arc
floating.
isn't complete. I still need to have a son.
I need to tell my son I love him. All right.
I need my son to tell me he loves me.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching this episode. We appreciate. We're going to be doing season 3 of House of the Dragon for the next couple of weeks. Austin, where can they find you and all that good stuff?
Right. My name is Austin Snyder. I'm into movies and film. I'll note for anyone who's interested in following the podcast. Today's notable first is this was the first we've ever recorded virtually.
Yes.
It's going to be a bit of a hybrid for our coverage of House of the Dragon. It just so happened we couldn't be in the same space for this one, but next week I think we're planning on actually getting in the same room for it. I'm excited to do that. So follow along. I'm sure that the audio quality and all that was wonderful in this, and it's great to do it, but I'm always a little bit more of a fan of the energy you can get in the same room. So look forward to that, despite a very exciting notable first today. But as far as plugs, you can follow me on Letterboxd. I think my handle's the Media Binge still, but handles aren't really a thing on Letterboxd. Just look up Austin Snyder. That's all I want to plug for now. Follow along with the podcast. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, awesome. Be sure to go check out what he's watching, see how much your movies align. In the meantime, be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, share it with your mom, share it with your dad, share it with your estranged bastard son who will eventually refer to you as father, but you don't know. Maybe, possibly, who knows. But until then, peace.
That's all for this week's Dragon Lore. Takes cold and hot, spread shore to shore. Enjoyed yourself? Please join the squad. Follow on social media at Big Liz Pod. And one quick reminder before you go, to rate, review, and share the show. Thank you for listening. It means a lot. See you next week, same time, same spot.